What does it mean to find your voice when the world has spent your entire childhood trying to take it away? Today we're diving into one of the most powerful, most personal, and most important books ever written in the American literary tradition. This is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou, published in 1969 and still rocking readers to their core more than 5 decades later. Welcome to your 15-minute summary. Stay with me because this one goes deep. Let's start with what this book actually is. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is the first volume of Maya Angelou's 7-part autobiography. It covers the first 16 years of her life, from the early 1930s through 1944. But calling it just a memoir doesn't quite do it justice. It reads like a novel, lyrical, vivid, emotionally devastating, and frequently beautiful. Angelou takes the raw material of her childhood and transforms it into literature. The book was groundbreaking the moment it arrived. It became the first non-fiction bestseller by an African-American woman. It was nominated for a National Book Award. It has appeared on more banned book lists than almost any other title in American history, and yet, it has never gone out of print. The title comes from a poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar called Sympathy, and it sets up everything. The caged bird doesn't sing because it is free. It sings because song is the only freedom it has left. Keep that in mind. Everything in this book flows from that idea. Our narrator is Marguerite Annie Johnson, born in 1928 in St. Louis, Missouri. But she goes by Maya, a nickname given to her by her older brother Bailey, who called her Maya's sister when they were toddlers. Bailey Jr. is 3 years old when this story begins. Maya is 3, and their parents, Vivian and Bailey Sr., have just decided their marriage is over. So what do you do when 2 adults decide they can no longer be together and there are 2 small children in the middle? In this family, you ship the kids to Arkansas. Maya and Bailey are put on a train, alone, with tags around their wrists and a note to their paternal grandmother in Stamps, Arkansas. 3 years old. On a train. Alone. Headed south. This is where the story begins. Stamps, Arkansas in the 1930s. It is the deep Jim Crow South, and if you don't know what that means, Angelou will make sure you understand within the first 20 pages. Jim Crow refers to the system of racial segregation laws that governed the American South following the Civil War. Black people and white people lived in legally and socially enforced separate worlds. Different schools, different water fountains, different rules, and violence enforced the difference. In Stamps, the black community and the white community barely even see each other, except in relations of service and subordination. At the center of Maya's world is her grandmother's general store, simply called the store. Mama Henderson, that's what Maya calls her grandmother, Annie Henderson, runs this store, and it is the beating heart of the black community. In the mornings, cotton pickers gather there before the sun rises, buying their supplies on credit. In the evenings, they return, exhausted, their fingers cut, their hopes quieter. The store witnesses it all. For young Maya, the store is the whole world. And it is enough, until she realizes what exists just beyond its walls. Of all the figures in this book, Mama Henderson is perhaps the most complex and the most powerful. She is a tall, deeply religious black woman who owns property in the South, which alone, in that era, is extraordinary. She is not a woman who invites weakness. She raises Maya and Bailey with strict discipline, with scripture, with expectation. But she also loves them with a fierce, quiet devotion. There is a scene in this book that will stay with you. A group of white teenage girls come to taunt Mama at the store, doing mocking imitations, acting disrespectful. Maya watches from inside, furious, wanting to scream. But Mama doesn't flinch. She stands there, humming a hymn, her head slightly raised. She lets the girls wear themselves out. And then they leave. Maya is confused. She thought Mama had been humiliated. But she slowly realizes, Mama won. Not by engaging with their hatred, by refusing to be diminished by it. This is Mama's greatest lesson. Dignity is not something another person can take from you unless you hand it over. Now, let's talk about Bailey Jr. If Mama is Maya's anchor to strength, then Bailey is her anchor to joy. He is beautiful, charismatic, quick-witted, and fiercely protective of his sister. Where Maya is quiet and introspective, Bailey is magnetic. Where she turns inward, he turns outward, telling stories, dazzling people, charming the whole town. Maya writes of him with an almost overwhelming tenderness. Bailey was the greatest person in my world, she tells us. And you believe her. The sibling bond between Maya and Bailey is the emotional spine of the first half of this book. They are each other's home, two children adrift in a world of adults who don't always know how to love them, holding each other up. Pay attention to Bailey. He doesn't get the story told from his perspective, but he shapes every part of Maya's. This is the chapter that changes everything. I want to handle it with the weight it deserves. When Maya is 8 years old, she and Bailey are sent to St. Louis to live with their mother, Vivian Baxter. Vivian is glamorous, vivid, and exciting, nothing like the warm stability of Stamps. She runs in fast company, and her live-in boyfriend is a man named Mr. Freeman. Mr. Freeman first molests Maya while she sleeps beside him in his bed. He threatens her into silence, telling her that if she tells anyone, he'll kill Bailey. And then, sometime later, he rapes her. Maya, 8 years old, does not fully understand what has happened to her body. But she understands that something has been taken. She is physically injured. She eventually tells Bailey. Bailey tells the adults. Mr. Freeman is arrested, tried, and found guilty. But here is where the trauma deepens in a new, psychological direction. Mr. Freeman is released from prison and killed, possibly by Vivian's brothers, shortly after the trial. Maya learns this, and she draws a child's terrible, logical conclusion. My words killed a man. If I speak, people die. She goes silent. For nearly a year, Maya Johnson does not speak. This is the wound at the center of this book. Everything else radiates outward from it. Maya and Bailey are sent back to Stamps, and Maya retreats further into silence, present in body, absent in every other sense. The adults in Stamps don't know what to do with her. Some think she is strange. Some think she is being difficult. Some give up. And then there is Mrs. Bertha Flowers. Mrs. Flowers is a black woman of rare education and grace, the aristocrat of black Stamps, as Angelou calls her. She wears gloves. She reads books. She talks to Maya like she is a full human being. One afternoon, Mrs. Flowers invites Maya to her house and reads aloud from A Tale of Two Cities. Then she gives Maya a book of poetry and tells her she wants Maya to memorize a poem and recite it to her on their next visit. But more importantly, she tells Maya that the written word is powerful, but the spoken word is where words come alive. That human voices give language its full meaning. It is exactly the right thing to say to exactly the right child. Maya begins to speak again. And from the moment words return to her, they never fully leave. They become her armor, her identity, her art. This moment, Mrs. Flowers, the book of poems, the gentle command to speak, is the origin story of one of America's greatest writers. I want to pause the narrative here, because Angelou does something remarkable throughout this book. In between the trauma and the injustice, she gives us the full texture of Black life in the 1930s. And it is not only pain. It is also joy. There is the night that Joe Louis, the brown bomber, the heavyweight champion of the world, fights a white contender on the radio. The entire black community of Stamps crowds into the store to listen. Every punch thrown, every round survived, carries the weight of something beyond boxing. When Louis wins, the crowd erupts. Old men weep. Women shout. Children dance. Angelou explains, if a black man could be the best in the world at something, even just one thing, it meant the whole system of white supremacy was wrong. It meant something. These moments, the boxing match, the church revivals, the communal meals, the storytelling on summer porches, are not escapes from the struggle. They are the struggle. Joy in a world designed to crush you is a radical act. But Angelou never lets us forget what that world is like. There is the scene with the white dentist. Maya has a crippling toothache. Mama takes her to the only dentist in Stamps, who is white, because there is no black dentist in town. Mama has lent this man money during the Depression. He owes her. He turns Maya away. His exact words, "I'd rather stick my hand in a dog's mouth than in a.n.s." Mama, with extraordinary restraint, retreats from his office. In Maya's imagination, and this is one of the greatest passages in the book, Mama returns and transforms into a towering supernatural force who demolishes the dentist. It is Maya's fantasy of justice. But in reality, Mama takes her to a black dentist in the next town. She never says a word about what happened. And that restraint, that refusal to let Maya see her mother be broken, is itself an act of love and dignity. There are also the threats against Uncle Willie, Mama's disabled son, from the KKK. There is the daily humiliation of "yes ma'am" to white children younger than yourself. There is the constant physical reality of living in a world that wants you to believe you are less. Angelou shows us all of it, without blinking. When World War II begins, Vivian relocates to San Francisco, California. Maya and Bailey join her. San Francisco is a revelation. The city is integrated in ways the South never was. Black people work in the shipyards. Japanese families run businesses. There is a sense, however imperfect, that the rules might be different here. Maya wins a scholarship to the California Labor School, where she studies dance and drama. She attends George Washington High School, one of the first schools with an integrated student body she's ever attended. For the first time, Maya begins to see herself as capable of a life beyond the restrictions she was born into. She's still a teenager, still deeply marked by everything that's happened to her. But something has cracked open, a sense of possibility. The caged bird, for the first time, can see the sky. But before she can fully step into that possibility, she has to contend with her father. Bailey Johnson Sr. shows up, handsome, charming, and deeply unreliable, and invites Maya to spend the summer with him and his girlfriend Dolores in Southern California. Maya goes, hoping to finally understand her father. And for a while it is interesting. There is a trip to Mexico, where her father gets drunk and disappears, leaving Maya alone. She has to drive a car she barely knows how to operate back across the border. When they return to his home, Dolores, who is jealous and resentful, attacks Maya with a knife. Maya is slightly injured and ends up leaving both of them. She spends a month in a junkyard with a community of homeless teenagers, black, white, Mexican, who have formed their own small society. And something strange happens. She discovers that people can live outside the rules, that survival is possible, that community doesn't require permission. She also discovers that her father is just a man, not a hero, not a villain. Just a man who chose not to be her parent. She grieves that quietly and moves on. This is Maya Angelou learning, the hard way, not to put her hope in anyone else's hands. Back in San Francisco at age 15, Maya does something that will define the rest of her life. She decides she wants to be a streetcar conductor. Not because it is a glamorous job, it isn't, but because she noticed that no black person has ever held that job in the city. And she decides she wants to be the first. The Market Street Railway Company refuses to even give her an application. So Maya goes back. Every day. 4 weeks. She sits in their offices and waits. She is polite, persistent, and absolutely immovable. And eventually, they give in. Maya Angelou becomes the first black streetcar conductor in San Francisco history. She is 15 years old. Angelou later wrote that this experience taught her a foundational truth. Persistence against an unjust system is not just possible, it works. You don't have to accept the first no, or the second, or the 10th. It's a small victory in the grand scheme, but it is hers, and that matters more than size. Now we arrive at the section of the book that is most often misunderstood and most often banned. Maya, now in high school, becomes confused about her identity. The sexual assault years earlier left her deeply uncertain about her body, her femininity, her sense of self. She wonders, with a teenager's painful earnestness, if perhaps she is not actually a girl in the way others are girls. To resolve this uncertainty, she approaches a neighborhood boy, someone she barely knows, and asks him to have sex with her. He agrees. The encounter is brief, mechanical, and completely lacking in any emotional connection. Angelou is brutally honest about this. There is no romance in the scene. There is only Maya trying to answer a question about herself. And 3 weeks later, she discovers she is pregnant. She is 16 years old. She is in the middle of her junior year in high school. She is terrified. And for 8 months, she tells no one. She finishes the school year. She hides her pregnancy under loose clothing. She goes to classes every single day. Only when she graduates does she finally tell her mother. And here is where this remarkable book ends. Maya gives birth to a son, and she is consumed by terror, not of the world's judgment, but of herself. She is afraid she doesn't know how to be a mother, that she will hurt him, that she will fail him. She is so afraid that she won't even let the baby sleep beside her. One night, her mother comes into her room and silently places the sleeping baby next to Maya in the bed. Maya lies there, rigid with fear, not moving. And her mother says, "You don't have to think about doing the right thing. If you're for the right thing, then you do it without thinking." Maya looks down at her sleeping son, and something in her relaxes, something that has been clenched tight since she was 8 years old. She reaches out. She holds him. The caged bird, for the first time in this story, sings freely. Let's step back from the story and talk about what it all means. The deepest question in this book is, who am I? Young Maya struggles with this from the first page. She is a black girl in a country that has no role for her except servitude or invisibility. She is a child of abandonment, trying to build herself out of fragments left behind by absent parents. In the first chapter, she imagines waking up one morning as a white girl, blonde, blue-eyed, beloved. That fantasy tells you everything about the self-image she has absorbed from the world around her. But the arc of this book is the slow, painful, beautiful process of replacing that false self-image with a real one. She is not the girl the world wanted to discard. She is a woman who will one day read a poem at a presidential inauguration. She is a woman whose words will outlive everyone who ever tried to silence her. That identity is built, page by page, lesson by lesson, silence by silence, in I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. The second great theme is racism, and the resilience that answers it. Angelou does not present racism as an abstract political concept. She presents it as a daily, bodily, psychological experience. The dentist who won't treat her tooth. The white girls who mock her grandmother. The KKK terrorizing black men for no crime at all. But she also shows us the response. A community that builds churches, runs businesses, raises children, tells stories, dances, prays, and laughs, in the full knowledge that the world outside wants them to fail. Resilience, in Angelou's telling, is not a passive virtue. It is not simply enduring. It is actively creating meaning, beauty, and community in the face of destruction. This is what the caged bird does. It sings, not despite the cage, but with it. Not pretending the cage isn't there, but refusing to let the cage be the whole story. The third theme, and the one that ties everything together, is the power of language. This is a book about a girl who lost her words and then found them again, and built an entire life on them. The trauma of the assault silences Maya, but Mrs. Flowers gives her a way back. Poetry becomes the medicine. Literature becomes the mirror in which she finally sees herself as real, as valuable, as fully human. Angelou famously wrote, "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you." She lived that agony, and she chose to transform it into art. Every word of this autobiography is an act of defiance. Every sentence says, "I survived. I remember. I matter. And I am going to tell you exactly what happened, and I am going to make it beautiful." That is the most radical thing a person who has been silenced can do. This book is regularly challenged and banned, and has been for decades. Critics say it's inappropriate for young readers. Too sexual, too violent, too honest. But here's the thing. Every child who has ever been abused, silenced, made to feel invisible, or told they don't matter, that child needs this book. Because this book says, you can survive. Your story is worth telling. Your voice will come back. And when it does, it can change the world. It speaks to survivors of trauma, to Black readers navigating a world still marked by the legacy of Jim Crow, to women building identity in cultures that deny them space, to anyone who has ever felt caged. The book does not offer easy comfort. It offers something better, truth. And the truth is that Maya Angelou, against every conceivable odd, made it. She found her voice. She sang. And the song is extraordinary. So, what do we take from I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings? The caged bird sings not because it is free. It sings because silence would be a second imprisonment. Maya Angelou was caged by racism, by trauma, by poverty, by abandonment, by virtually everything the world could throw at a young Black girl in 1930s America. And she sang anyway. If you take one thing from this summary, let it be this: your story matters. The things that happen to you are real. The things that tried to silence you do not get the final word. You do. This book is not just a memoir. It is a declaration. I am here. I lived. And I will speak. If this summary moved you, I highly encourage you to read the full book. It is one of the greatest American autobiographies ever written. You'll find depth, beauty, and honesty that no summary can fully capture. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need this story today. See you in the next one.